Did I say
Instagram, Facebook? Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook. Hello, everybody. We are live, and this is our time to share what happened 3 weeks ago. It's been 3 weeks ago already.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow.
Oh my God. In Costa Rica with Bavié Grafals.
Yeah.
And my brother over there. He's there.
I promise he's there.
Hello.
I promise. Hello. And we're sharing the journey of that crazy trip that I did 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So this is about being hungry for your passion.
One shot.
Very.
You only got one shot that day.
Yeah.
Sees everything.
Yeah, it's a very big
And this was
opportunity.
ever what you ever wanted.
Yeah. Worked really hard to make it there, and
Yo.
we made it happen.
We made it happen. She was about to rap.
I was getting ready. Next time.
But this is about that journey to Rincón de la Vieja, the volcano in Costa Rica. This is about how your passion has led you to where you are right now. And we share with you guys about, 4 or 5 months ago?
Yeah. That's true. Well, I think it's maybe more.
Maybe
than that.
more.
It may have been a little longer.
We share with all of you on Facebook, not so much, we haven't shared on Instagram. On Instagram, they have followed the journey with mountain biking.
Yeah.
But we really haven't, back then we share how you got into mountain biking.
How it changed my life.
How it changed your life. How you came to overcome anxiety, depression. And this became your lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an understatement.
And that
My
still
life.
is an understatement.
Yeah.
And so, hang on. Let me turn it off.
I was like,
But we did a trip 3 weeks ago into Costa Rica, because at the beginning on that video, on that live that we did back then, you were talking about going to La Ruta de Conquistadores, which is a mountain bike race from the Atlantic Ocean in Costa Rica. No, I'm sorry, from the Pacific Ocean in Costa Rica all the way to the Pacific Ocean.
that I get.
Going through mountains, going through harsh terrain. But I don't know how you came to go into the race to Rincón de la Vieja.
Yeah.
So
Much sooner than I anticipated.
hang on, because this is something that you want to hear. This is inspirational. This is something that everybody should be doing. So
I agree.
how you came about going into this trip? Because it wasn't expected
No,
for everybody.
it was a very last minute. I definitely didn't plan for it. I guess other people would say that it was too spontaneous and not well planned, and I was crazy. I should have prepared a little more, taken my time. But honestly, I just felt like I had to do it. Something was drawing me to this race and in Costa Rica. And it just kind of worked out. I've been dying to go to Costa Rica. Something has been drawing me there since I was a preteen or a teenager. And then when I heard about this race that a fellow Costa Rican, mentioned, I was like, this sounds like I need to do it. And I'm going to do whatever I have to be there. I mean, I'm not even going to worry about what if and when I get back, am I going to be able to make ends meet? Am I ready to make it to the race? I wasn't worrying about any of that. I just said, I'm doing it. And I did it. And I mean, I made it over there. That was the first step, making it to Costa Rica, and then came.
Yeah, you guys, I am witness of all the sacrifices and all the struggles and to put it together and to be there. And what happened when you got there?
So we decided, your brother and I, Ralph and I, decided to go a few days earlier. So that I could acclimate. I mean, I've never ridden under those conditions. I've never ridden through those climbs, the terrains, the climates are like 5 microclimates in that race alone.
And talk about the altitude.
Yeah,
I mean, you're going from sea level to...
I mean, we're lucky here to get just a few feet
of
altitude. We're like at 0 or below sea level. I mean, sure, we get like some landfills, but it's just nothing in comparison to actual mountains. I mean, Costa Rica is just one massive volcano pretty much. So it's just constantly climbing and downhill and climbing and downhill, and it's just, I mean, it's entirely different altogether. It's beautiful and it's incredibly challenging and very humbling. And so I wanted to make it there a few days before I didn't want to exhaust myself because I needed as much energy and I mean my muscles to be as recovered as they could be for a race of that magnitude. But I definitely needed to acclimate a little bit just to know what to expect with my climbing and all of that. So we get there and we start setting up our bikes the following day. And as we start to set them up and put them together, Ralph puts his together, everything's fine. He starts putting mine together and we realize first that the pedals are missing. Well, that was already a huge complication because it's a little more difficult to find certain things in Costa Rica, especially when they're very specific, like my pedals and certain things that I have on my bike are.
And this bike is brand new. I mean, it's
I
brand
got
new
it
from this year.
To go to that race. I mean, I was going to get a new bike already, but I rushed to get used to riding it a few weeks before making it to the race because you have to get used to your new bike. You can't just get it and go and race. So I was getting used to it for a couple weeks and then going to this race with pretty much a brand new bike. So a lot of things on it I had already started customizing, and my pedals and a few other things. So the pedals were missing and I was like, great. So I'm going to miss on a day of riding. I pretty much only have one more day left. I need to figure out how to get these pedals, where I'm going to get them, making a ton of phone calls, driving around a few hours, shop to shop. It was pretty difficult to find pedals that down here are pretty easy to find. So we find the pedals, we go back, we try to finish putting the bike together when Ralph points out a very interesting detail. It's like, so where is the piece that fixes your seat to the frame? And I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, well, that piece is missing. I couldn't believe it. It's like my whole world just came crashing down. I was already freaking out, but I'm like, well, there has to be a place that I can call and I can find this piece. So we made a ton of phone calls. We let the people back in Miami know what was going on. I reached out to Cannondale to see if they could, tell me who to get in touch with. We spoke to Cannondale in Costa Rica. We called bike shops, friends of family who work in bike shops. I mean, we went through it all. And it turns out that the model that I have, the piece is very specific to that model, and it does not exist anywhere in Costa Rica yet. So it was impossible to find that piece, which meant that it was going to be impossible to use my bike for this race. So needless to say, as much as I tried to keep my cool and I just tried to remain positive, it was looking pretty grim for me. My chances of racing, which is what I went there for and what I prepared for and worked so hard to save up monetarily for as well, were just kind of, it all seemed like it wasn't going to happen.
How did you feel at that moment?
It was really weird because normally, not that long ago, I would have just like instantly, from the moment that I noticed the pedals were missing, I would have already been a mess. I would have been like, no, forget, I can't believe this is happening to me. And I would have lost it. I would have crying and forget it, I give up. But interestingly enough, it shows, how much work I've done without even noticing until those moments like that happen. That's when you realize how far along you've come and how much you've learned to just kind of accept things and use them to your advantage, or just pay attention to why they're happening to you and how you can grow from them or work through them. And I just kept my cool. I kept my cool until just when it felt like at the very end, a day before the race, nothing was going to happen. That's when I was like, okay, I can't believe this is happening to me. I mean, it was just, I cried and I'm like something. Like I still believed somehow that if it's not the moment that I'm supposed to be racing, that there was still a possibility somehow that I was going to be able to make this happen.
It's incredible that you say that. You genuinely and wholeheartedly believed. There was no doubt in your mind that something was going to... I mean, it was the hope and the faith that holds you.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was. And it's something you can't even, you don't even, it's not something you plan or you try to do. It becomes a part of you. That hope and that belief that things are always going to work out, even when they don't seem like they are.
Mm-hmm.
Even if in that moment they don't, later, further down the road, you realize, well, that did work out for me in my best interest, even though it didn't seem like it in the moment. It always does, and I believe.
So how did it work out?
Well, so there's this lady that I know over here.
Well, you
We
actually
called her. We
Yeah.
called her, and well, her brother called her, and he was like, he told her everything that was happening. And Diana has witnessed, you know.
Yeah, it was August 30. It was August 30th, and it was
Yeah.
It was at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and my brother calls me and tells me all of this, and he just tells me, can you go and pick up the pedals and this piece?" And I said, "Sure." It was 5 o'clock, and I remember that my husband came in through the door, and I said, "We need to go to this place and pick up their stuff, and see how we can ship it to them next day, service." And we go, being in aviation for such a long time, we are in this mode when we have an AOG, which is airplane on ground. We go into this troubleshooting mindset where you are, okay, this is strategic. We need to get this to another country. And so we started, calling and calling the couriers and calling our the people that we know, and FedEx, UPS, everybody told us, yeah, we can take it, but it's gonna be there on Monday. And so I remember going to the place that packed the bikes, picking up the stuff, getting into the car, and we had called a courier that actually does these miracles deliveries to door for aviation. So we said, okay, this is the only chance. This is the last chance. This is the only thing that could take this to Costa Rica either tonight or tomorrow. And we call him up, and I remember being on the phone with you guys at the place, and I said, "Hey, we have a call right now. It's probably with the estimate." And they said, "Yeah, sure enough, we can take it, but it's gonna cost you $1,100. So right there, it was like, okay, never mind about this. Right there, I just knew that it needed to happen. So one last look, and Juan Carlos is right there. One last look at my husband, and he said, "Okay, you're the one who needs to take it." And it was my gut feeling. And there's a couple of takeaways that I learned about this experience, and I'm sure you have a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But it was being spontaneous at that moment in time, where I witnessed the hunger, and I witnessed the passion, and I witnessed the sacrifices that this lady has made, and how it has changed her life. And I get chucked up. Because we knew right there that this needed to happen for you, no matter what. And that's when you listen to your gut and you go for it. And we got on the phone. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna fly." We're gonna fly at 7 o'clock at night on August 30th. I said, "That's it." And the following day, I jumped on a plane and met you guys at 9:30 in the morning. That was powerful for me.
I couldn't believe it. I still can't. It all feels like a dream, looking back at the whole experience and the moment that Diana was like, I'm gonna go take you the piece. I was like, what? I thought I was hearing things. It's like, no way. No, I can't believe it. I mean, there was no way of even like how do you even thank someone? It's just something so.
But it wasn't that. It was witnessing, like I shared before, witnessing that passion not once you have hesitated, not once you have gone all in. And you know, my biggest takeaways was, and is, and continues to be, one, you have inspired me, because you go all in, you embrace your passion, and it has become your lifestyle. For me, that moment in time is when you are doing something that you love, when you have that gut feeling that tells you that that is the right thing to do. You don't go to your head, because your head will tell you, don't do this. There's a million reasons why you shouldn't do this thing that perhaps many people are telling you. Because my parents like, what? Are you crazy? When you have a gut feeling and you get connected to that gut feeling, you better believe that you have to go with that. Because just like I share a quote that I shared during that weekend, many of the stories that you're going to have throughout your life won't have a title until much later. And that's a quote that I forgot who is the author. But you don't know what you're doing right now will mean a day, a month, 6 months, a year from now.
Yeah.
And that was one of the biggest takeaways for me. Sometimes you have to stop being in your head, stop listening to your ifs and buts, and just go in, all in with your gut, and follow your heart. And just enjoy the moment. Just be present, fully present.
Yep. Yeah.
What was one of the takeaways, biggest takeaways for you?
Ooh, I had a few. One of the biggest ones was when you do something that you truly love and have a passion for, and when you believe in yourself and that what you're doing is what you should be doing because of yourself, not because of what anyone else tells you should be doing, or how you should be doing it, or when you should be doing it. Things will always fall into place. They will always work out, and the universe and the people around you will always support you and provide for you in one way or another. And it will just continue to reassure you that you're going in the right path, because you're doing what makes you happy and what you love and what you believe is your calling. And I can be only you know what that is. It can't be what anyone else tells you. You can't let your head, as Diana was saying, tell you otherwise. There's always going to be 1 to a million reasons as to why you shouldn't be doing something, or why you should wait to do it. Don't do it now. Maybe you should do it this way. Maybe you should plan a little more. And if you keep listening to your mind, it's never going to be the right time. And you're going to miss out on so many opportunities that you will never know what you could have learned from them, what experiences you could have had, because it was never the right time, or because you weren't ready for whatever reason your head was giving you. So just follow your heart.
You have not let fear, doubt, self-doubt, second guessing hold you back.
No, and it's there. It's not like that disappears. You know, we're human beings. We feel emotions. It's acknowledging them, accepting them, understanding why you're feeling them, and moving on, using them to grow. And anytime I felt fear, I just used that as fuel to keep moving forward, to push harder, to not give up, not to hold me back or stop or doubt myself, because the self-doubt, fear, all of that's going to come, but it can go just as quickly as it came. If you understand it, accept it, love yourself, and believe in yourself.
And this is the epitome. You are the epitome of that. Because you not only, think about it. You not only shifted your mindset in a way that it's powerful, and it has helped you overcome all the emotional stuff that you were going through a year and a half ago. And you turned that into positive. And that positivity has fueled your passion, where you completely, like you said, you don't worry about the how or the when you're gonna get there. You know that regardless, you're gonna get there. And you haven't concentrated on one aim. You have opened yourself to allowed for endless possibilities.
Yeah.
And you have lived the moment, and no matter what, this has taught you that, and taught us, because we were part of it, we were part of this journey, that if you truly love what you do, if you're passionate, if you're hungry, 100% hungry for what you do and what you believe in, things will open up for you. Things will come up for you to help you.
Yeah, always. They always do.
But you don't miss the opportunities.
No.
You don't miss the moment.
And that's the thing, that everyone's or a lot of people, and
a lot of people
are focused on the, what's the end game? Where am I going to end up? The destination. And I was there until not that long ago. And when you're so focused on that, you're missing out on everything that's happening before you get there. And you might not ever get there. And it might change. The destination might not be the same a month from now or 5 years from now.
Yeah.
So instead of focusing on where it was that I wanted to go and how I was going to get there, how long it was going to take me, what I was going to have to sacrifice, I just focused on doing what I love and seeing where that takes me. And that allows me to open up to so many possibilities, and allows me to actually live in the moment and really enjoy each moment of every day. And who knows where it's going to take me? Who knows what amazing people I'll continue to meet, how much more I will continue to grow. And
oh, but wait. We haven't shared what you did. Wait a minute. We haven't shared. This lady... That's what I'm saying. You don't know the titles until much later.
Yeah.
You ended up in 4th place.
Yeah.
And most of the run, or most of the race, you were on 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
Talk about someone that is coming from Miami, flat as a table, going into that terrain, going into that environment, which I've been there. I've hiked those places, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
And ending up in 4th place.
Yeah.
That's remarkable.
My goal was, I didn't want to put, we put pressure on ourselves, especially myself. And I'm just, in my mind, I'm just competing against myself and against my own personal demons, my thoughts, the negative. And I just, when I go out there, I go to push past that, to not let any thoughts stop me, and show myself, as we all should and can, that whenever we think that we've reached our limit, and whenever it's too much, whenever we can't keep going, we have so much left within us that it's incredible. We're so unaware of how much we really have and how far we really can go when we don't let our minds tell us otherwise. And so my goal was just, I want to go in, I want to have fun. I didn't get to acclimate, the first few days were just stressful. I didn't get to relax, but you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the race, and I'm just going to have fun. And I just want to finish. I just want to complete the, 50-something K. It was like 37, 38 miles, which in Miami would be God knows what, like 3 times that distance. I just want to complete this race and come out of it smiling and happy. So when I was riding and I was about like 15 kilometers away from the end, I was already about 35, almost 40 kilometers in, someone's yelling at me. They're like, "Oh my God, you're right behind. You're in 3rd place." I was right behind 2nd. I was like, "What? I've been in 3rd place this whole time out of, I don't even know." It was an insane amount of women in comparison to, Miami and Florida. It goes from like maybe in a category 3 or 4 to maybe like 6 or 7 women to like 30, 40 and plus. So, and altogether 157 or so people in my category, including men. I was shocked when they were like, "You're in 3rd place." It's like, there's no way. So I just, I kept going. I actually cried, to be honest. It was just such a humbling, overwhelming experience. I felt all kinds of things. My body was hating me. I was suffering, but I was having the best time of my life at the same time, because I was there. It was happening. We made it happen. All the hard work paid off. And I was around this beautiful landscape, incredible people, pushing myself past my limits, and I was in 3rd place. That was just the icing on the cake.
Many people would have given up.
Yeah, a few people were like, "I don't even know how you
even the people over there were surprised."
Yeah, they were actually, I passed by someone at some point, and I had a few conversations whenever I managed to slow down for a little bit, and people were amazing, very supportive. They were shocked at how well I was doing with the climbs and downhill sections, mainly the climbs, considering where I came from. But I passed someone at some point. They're like, "There comes Miami." I was already known as, you know, the girl. Yeah, the Miami girl. And it was an awesome experience. And I mean, my body, considering everything, I still can't believe that I did as well as I did. And I was so incredibly proud of myself.
But you know what? You were enjoying it.
Yeah.
You were not there for the win. You were there to enjoy the moment, the experience.
Yep.
And that's what many people lack.
Yeah.
We don't go through life, because if we apply it to life, we don't go through life enjoying the experience. We're coming to this earth to win. And yes, we're going to win. But by only focusing on the end result, we lose all the amazingness that happen every day.
Yep. You lose making all those connections with people. You lose the love that you have for whatever it is that you're doing, the reason that you initially, fell for whatever it is that you do. You lose all of that, and it just becomes the same thing, a job. It becomes a chore, a task.
That's
and
true.
You end up just doing the same thing, just floating by in life.
Routine.
You're like,
it's a routine.
You're on the little wheel, the little hamster wheel. It's just going back around and around and around and around. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna train, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna win this race, I'm gonna wake up, and I mean, after a while, I'm sure in the beginning that's great, right? You get your first place, your trophy, do your same thing, wake up, train. But then what? Then you have all these trophies, and you've trained so much, you haven't spent time with anyone, you haven't just hung out on your bike and met cool people and taken them out on the trails,
Oh my God, and you got to see places that I never thought existed in Costa Rica.
Yeah, and that's
really
that. Your bike can take you anywhere and everywhere in the world. It can take you to meet the most amazing people, most amazing cultures, most amazing landscape, climates, everything. And it's just, for me, that's all I want to do. I just want to embrace the world around me with my bike. and show that to other people. Show other people that it's not just, people think, oh my God, I get on a bike and have to race and have to be fast and have to be throwing myself down crazy obstacles, and I don't want to do any of that. And that's what I want to introduce to people, that you don't have to do that. You can't just get on a bike and have fun. We can go on a trail, an easy trail, and you can see how incredibly meditative and soothing the experience is.
That's another thing. How you've connected to your body, to your mind, to your soul, doing this through this experience.
You have to. When you're out on the trails, especially when you're racing, when you're going at certain speeds, and you're thinking about passing these people and getting here and all the obstacles that are coming along the way, uphill and downhill. You have to be so in the moment. There is no time to worry about tomorrow, or to think about what happened yesterday, or even a second ahead of where you are in that moment, because that 1 second that you're distracted or thinking about something else can be the second that you get really hurt, that you lose your place. Thoughts are energy, so just thinking alone will exhaust you. So you don't have time to focus on anything except just being extremely present. And also extreme sports, I think it's like the prefrontal cortex, it shuts it down. And when that's shut down, that's where you have self-doubt and all these negative thoughts, and you don't have that anymore. You're just very present in the moment. You're releasing all these endorphins. And if we apply that to life, that's exactly how we should be living our lives. Yeah. Very present. Because the moment you get unfocused on the things that don't matter to you, the things that are not important, and that could be criticism, and that could be other people telling you their fears and imposing them onto you because they're afraid. So regardless of what we do, whether you're starting a project, whether you're starting a journey of any kind, be fully present. Be fully present in what you do. Love it passionately, wholeheartedly, because this is what you get. Yeah. Always. This is what you get. Always. This is what you get. You get to enjoy the moment. You get to have amazing connections.
And you are not living in the future. You're living right now.
And it's not, people think, well, I have to sacrifice a lot to do this or to do that. And I thought that way until pretty recently as well. And honestly, if it's something that you love, it isn't sacrifice. You don't have to sacrifice anything. You shouldn't feel like you're sacrificing.
No.
It might in the beginning, but once you realize this is what I need to be doing, this is what I want to be doing, when you shut off your mind and you follow your heart and it feels right, everything else, as long as you're focusing on that, will fall into place. And the people that need to be around you and that support you will be around you. And the people who don't, or the things that no longer suit you or, you know, help you in any way, will just kind of fall out. You won't have to force it out. You won't have to feel like you're sacrificing anything. It will just flow. Everything will flow effortlessly.
With grace and ease.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to get. And that's what I believe so heartedly. You don't need to be pushing. Pushing feels very tiring.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to push things. When things are doing the way it's supposed to be doing, because it is in flow with you, with your mind, with your soul, everything goes with grace and ease.
Yeah.
And people appear. Opportunities appear. And everything feels joyful. So if you're feeling like you need to push hard to make things happen, reevaluate what is it that is misaligning your life.
Yeah.
And when you get that deep, it will tell you. It will direct you. It will redirect you. It will align you to where your passions are.
Yep.
In the things that you truly love. And the people that really fills up your tank with positivity. And we talked about this. It's not about pushing your thoughts, because you're always going to have those kind of thoughts creeping in, the negative thoughts, the self-talk, the self-doubt. But it's knowing where they're coming from and easing them into understanding why it's happening, why you're thinking that way, and let them go if you need to let them go. And continue on.
Yeah.
To where you need to go.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you for allowing us. The entire family was like, oh my God, fourth place. Yay!
Thank you guys for making this possible.
You did it. You did it. You did it. You inspired us to be there for you when you needed us. But you've done this. You created this. You inspired and continue to motivate. And this is just the beginning, because it will continue to evolve and transform in ways that we don't even know.
Yeah.
How this is going to
we'll see.
To grow. We don't know. We didn't know this about 5 months ago.
No, not at all.
Here we are, revisiting your journey, which has been remarkable, and that is an understatement.
Yeah.
So thank you for allowing us to witness that and inspire me and be part of it into this
It was
amazing
an amazing
journey.
experience with not only the race, the entire thing. I mean, again, everything happens as it should, and the whole experience was, I can't even find the right word for it right now.
It's complete synchronicity.
Yeah, it was just beautiful.
When you're in sync with your higher power, when you have your light beings, God and the universe working for you, and you're aligned with it, because your sentiments, your emotions, your thoughts are aligned with this amazing energy source, everything falls into place. And everything appears, and you're just like, oh my God, this is coincidence, or this is luck. It's none of that. It's because you're going into this stream of miracles, and you're pulling away everybody that is also aligned with this.
Yeah. And
you're inspiring at the same time. So it is complete synchronicity.
That's a perfect word.
So yeah, thank you very much again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And this is Bavié Grafals. The story continues.
It will continue.
The story
Definitely.
continues.
We'll see where we're at next time.
And we'll continue to report your journey. Thank you to all
guys.
of you. Thank you for supporting and follow her journey. Follow her journey because it will inspire you. I promise you, she will be more on social media.
Yes.
Because that's another thing.
One of my goals.
That's one of the things. You're enjoying so much the moment.
Yeah.
That you're
I'm
not,
barely on.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good to share with other people. You know, inspire other people. And
Yes. And how they can also perhaps find maybe mountain biking, maybe some other things that would inspire them.
Just being active, just getting outside, you know, being surrounded by nature. Again, it doesn't have to be an extreme sport.
Yes.
Just being reconnecting to nature is, in my opinion, it's essential.
It's grounding.
Yeah, we need it. You know, like we are part of the world around us. We're not outside of it. We're all connected, and everything that's energy is connected. And we can't pretend that we're not a part of that. So if we can just get out there and sweat a little and just be a little active, it's incredible the difference that it makes in the way that you feel physically, mentally, spiritually. I mean, every way.
I just thought about nature and just...
yeah.
I had to take a deep breath because it truly grounds you.
Mm-hmm. So get outside.
Yeah, get outside. And if you would like to know more about mountain biking and how to get into mountain biking, this is the lady that will help you. A year and a half ago, she started a journey and now she's competing international.
Yeah.
And she has won being in the podium too.
Yeah.
So she's the one that can help you and take you to that place.
That would be awesome. I would love to.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, and you, Facebook, Instagram, thank you so much. You want to follow her. If you don't follow her journey. It's amazing. It's very inspiring. Alrighty. Take care.
Bye,
Have an
guys.
amazing weekend. Ciao.